He credits his success to the sacrifice of his mother, who sold cashew to support his dreams.
My mom played a very good role. I didn't know what her motivation was. She insisted anytime that if I wasn't in school, any time that I wasn't in school, she found it very uncomfortable.
I see.
She's not here today, but I think that I have always dedicated this where I am today to her.
Today, he serves at TOR while pursuing energy law at the University of Ghana. For him, his roots are not a limitation, but a foundation for service, opportunity, and truthful leadership. What was that?
Is it a lip? What? I don't know.
PM Personality Profile, this Friday at 9 p.m. on Joy News.
Did you know that Ghana currently spends more than 8 billion Ghana cedis annually importing food that can be produced locally? That is why this June, Joy Business and the Super Morning Show, in partnership with the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters, FAGE, bring you the Joy Agribusiness Month 2026 under the theme From Soil to Sovereignty, Building Ghana's Agricultural Self-Reliance Through Innovation. Join us on the Joy Super Morning Show, Joy News, and across Joy Business platforms for a month-long national conversation on Ghana's food security and agribusiness future. Week 1 focuses on government policy, trade and financing for food sovereignty. Week 2 explores research, innovation, mechanization. Week 3 examines infrastructure, value addition, youth participation and agricultural financing, while Week 4 highlights opportunities across key horticulture value chains. The final week looks at consumer power and Ghana's roadmap to food sovereignty by 2030. Stay tuned to Joy FM and Joy News. The Joy Agribusiness Month is sponsored by the Ghana Commodity Exchange. Trade, storage, financing, all in one place. That's GCX, powering Africa's commodity markets.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
We are on a journey to making home ownership a reality. See where we are heading to. Our development by Nestus Homes is thoughtfully designed with eco-friendliness in mind, creating a modern and sustainable living environment. We are pleased with the progress so far, with several customers already booking their units in this growing community. A gated community located in a prime location in Tamakomti 26 offers you comfort, serenity, and access to major amenities, giving you the perfect balance of lifestyle, convenience, and investment options. This This development provides not just a beautiful place to live, but also a valuable long-term investment opportunity. Take a look at our completed homes as we continue to bring this vision to life. We are gradually taking shape, and you still have the opportunity to be part of this elegant gated community. Reserve your unit today and secure a lifetime of comfort, value, and investment growth. Call and book a free viewing now with the numbers below.
This Father's Day, give Dad more than just a gift. Give him an unforgettable experience. Join the Joy brands for the Joy Safari Escape, the ultimate weekend getaway created to celebrate fathers and father figures on 20th and 21st of June. Enjoy a premium escape filled with relaxation, adventure, music, great food, and quality family time. Your experience includes breakfast courtesy from Safari Homes, complimentary bus service to and from Aqua Safari because we care about your comfort, luxury night stay at Aqua Safari, scenic river tours and boat cruises, fish and tortoise feeding experience, underwater cave viewing, eco park adventure with amazing wildlife encounters, buffet meals, island party with live band entertainment, swimming pool, archery, board games, lawn tennis, endless vibes from our DJs, and fun activities for the kids too. So bring along the entire family. Rates are going for 4,000 Ghana cedis single, 6,000 Ghana cedis double, and 10,000 Ghana cedis for a family of 4. Book now or make enquiries by calling or WhatsApping Lois on 053 100 3813. The Joy Safari Escape, June 20 and 21. Joy Safari Escape, one weekend, endless memories. The Joy Safari Escape is powered by Hits FM and Joy Prime.
To dance with my father.
What you see is not dry ground, but water covered with weed. This is one of the sources of water that lathers, according to the people of Parakari in the Karachi East municipality of the T region. Children and adults alike throng here to fetch water for domestic use. Residents say the water may not at all times be used for domestic purposes alone, but also for construction purposes. However, some of them have been captured drinking without any treatment. General washing is also done here by children. These children innocently loiter in the water. The consequences could be dire in the near future. With typhoid cases high across the region, this must be a cause for worry to the local government. There are a few boreholes sunk by individuals but are for sale. Residents say their financial standings cannot allow them depend on such sources of water, coupled with the distance to cover to get a bowl of water. Monica, Sarah, and Vida are residents of Paripari.
Papa gagba lolotoa 50 pesos. I feel very sad. We don't have any option because apart from borehole type, we don't have any water again. So we use this one for bathing. Some are even drinking it. People are drinking it. People are using it for cooking, which is very bad. And we don't have any option, so we have to use it like that.
But you have borehole. Is it? Do they sell it or you fetch for free?
They are selling it. This one, the big one, 3 for 2 Ghana cedis. Some 2 for 2 Ghana cedis.
Obi mu pa bumba nu so pa hiya se omonnom nte obi mu omonnom pa omon pepa bonom de nte abumba nu omonnom so no omosai.
That is our water, so we are managing to fetch it. There is pipes and it costs, so we are not buying it. We are fetching this one. It's true. Me myself, I'm drinking that. I'm drinking this water. No, we are not boiling it. We just drink it like that.
The assembly member for the area, Kaliwa Isaac, says several educational campaigns on the dangers of using water from the dam have not been taken seriously by residents.
I actually didn't allow them drinking from this source. There are other boreholes, mechanized boreholes in town that they do drink from, but I see some of them rather prefer using this one. There had been several educations, several talks I had with them that this one may not be so safe for their health. But you know, as a human society, we will still have some recalcitrant ones amongst them who may allude to advice.
He says in 2024, the dam was awarded on contract for rehabilitation works to be done. But the contractor only came to site in 2025 and has since abandoned the site.
Actually, to stop them, I cannot. Because as assemblyman, since I assumed office, this is my second term. My first term, I pushed it severally, but fortunately enough, my second term, around 2024, it was awarded to a contract where the contractor came here on site. That was in 2025. Somewhere February last year that the contractor came to site. And then you realize that there are heaps of stones here. They actually employ some people to work on that, to actually drill it, to make it more resourceful for the community to rather use. But the contractor alongside abandoned the project.
The manpower works were said to have been done by the community members, especially women. The women allege that they have since not been paid for their services rendered to the contractor.
Almost say dam, two dam, mbemba. Mama is a sample bonus, you share born in Eda Hono.
One mama as a go.
Almost say I buy. Mira freeze accompany knitting. Assembly man crapo nimu. This assembly munina munimu. Ya 5 months to what 2 months. 2 months to crampo no ya nyana pepepe. One say bibia ya kama. Sikano emba. Ajumanu su asi. Ye contractor no. Wanya ba be show emprebako no. Wasamba.
The assembly member confirms that the women who have packed these rocks to be used for the rehabilitation works have not been paid.
The name of the contractor is actually called Rocky, and the contract is Ghana Safety Net, Ghana Production Safety Net. They actually own that project, and it is not. They don't use machines; they use manpower. It is a fact. The company owes them. When the company started with the construction, I confided in the contractor. The contractor told me he was awarded to same contract at the Chiman, and then he said he was waiting for them to release some funds for him to carry on with the work, but that did not avail. So the workers, the contractor doesn't actually pay the workers. The safety net does the payment. They do the payment from Tamale.
Vida and Monica argue that the water from the boreholes sunk by individuals do not lather when used for washing or bathing.
If we buy the pipe one, if you want to wash her, cannot wash well. So we need to fetch this one.
And the type, if you don't have money to buy Omo, plenty Omo, you can't use it.
They have acknowledged the fact that they could be infected with any waterborne disease since the dam is on the lower side of the community, adding that fecal matter is often washed from the high grounds into the dam.
This water, if you drink it, see, here, this place, they are shitting. So if rain falls, it will wash. Yes, the dirty things inside the water, and we will fetch it.
A lot. We are aware of it, but we don't have any option. Government will come and promise. They will go, they will not come and do anything about it. Politicians will come. They will use it as politics. They will talk about it, will be happy. They won't come and do anything about it. So we don't have any option.
I would say it is actually not only Parakari. Across the municipality, we have been these typhoid cases where Parakari is not of exception, and there are other related waterborne diseases. In some way, somehow, it is also a factor. because the people in town here are basically farmers, and it's hard to raise daily amount to be able to be buying this water for the domestic uses. So some see that those that could not raise such amount, they rather depend on the dam.
Residents want government intervention to have safe drinking water.
We want to tell government to help us to get water so that we can survive. So if we are taking this water, we can get sickness.
And now, I fine. I will a quarter talenti, a petro talenti, Kemba, and you might bodu. How much I will agbodu. Lake me hamia van, me at that for my act and qui. I quickly ho, hang to our letter tala, and you name me pow, I will chow higher.
We need water. We need a good water, drinking water. We are pleading on government to help us. We are really suffering about this water because a lot of people are fetching it. The whole community are depending on this water.
From Parakari in the Karachi East municipality of the T region, my name is Peter Sanu for Joy News.
From walking to Zongo School in Tumu to representing Sisala East in Parliament, Mohammed Baktalia's story is one of resilience and determination.
I am the only one who is educated in that family.
He credits his success to the sacrifice of his mother, who sold cashew to support his dreams.
My mom played a very good role. I didn't know what her motivation was. She insisted anytime that if I wasn't in school, any time that I wasn't in school, she found it very uncomfortable.
I see.
She's not here today, but I think that I have always dedicated this where I am today to her.
Today, he serves at TOR while pursuing energy law at the University of Ghana. For him, his roots are not a limitation, but a foundation for service, opportunity, and truthful leadership. What was that?
Is it a lip? I don't know.
PM Personality Profile, this Friday at 9 p.m. on Joy News.
It's a Friday and I'm excited. The weekend is here, but thank you so much for choosing us. Time now to review the news, and this morning we're joined by Andrew Appiah-Dankwa. He is Director of Legal and Constitutional Affairs for the United Party. Kofi Kapito, Chief Executive Officer of the Consumer Protection Agency. David Von D is a Member of Parliament for Chifu Eti Mokwa and Board Member of SIC. And Kwesi Boche Jr. is a lawyer and as well National Communications Team Member for the NPP. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining me in studio. Have you had a good week so far?
I had a good day.
Had a good day?
Yes, when the Black Stars won.
Okay.
At least it took the pressures off.
Okay.
Stimulating and wishing them well for the next round.
Okay. So it's not like you've had a good week.
No.
Okay.
It's been okay.
It's been okay. Honorable. Have you had a good week?
Very good week. I mean, as usual.
As usual?
Very nice. And, today when you have little money in you, you're able to survive because this is an economy that is doing well. So you got to be good. And we thank Blaster. They brought a little joy. Those of us who love football were good. I mean, so we just pray that they'll continue to do well. And but by and large, I mean, we're good. Every Ghanaian to celebrate. The only thing that I think that many people are concerned about is the flooding of some part of Accra, Kumasi, and some major cities and all that. But, I mean, by and large, we should be good.
Okay.
God is good.
You should see the way Afiana is looking at you.
that's
if you follow Lawyer Kwesiboche's social media page, you certainly will know a few things that he's up to. A very good
It tells you that definitely that is what he's going to say. I mean, you know.
Really?
Yes,
What's he going to say?
MPP will never say it is good.
But he said he's had a good week. He just said it.
Oh, you had a good week?
I've had a good
That's good. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
God has been
glory
kind
to God.
Listen to who he's giving the credits to.
God has been good. I had opportunity to travel to Cape Coast during the week to join the students of UCC for their 63rd SRC week. And it was refreshing and insightful. We had a very refreshing and insightful discussion with the students. Except that the route to Cape Coast is terrible. It's very, very, very.
You think he's going to end on a good note? Never.
I think that as part of the Big Push initiative, which is a good initiative, if it's not turned into a scheme to create route and share, they should invest into the Cape Coast Road. I am aware that it started under our tenure, but unfortunately we were voted out of office. And so the government should disburse some resources to the road, because I didn't see the contractor on site. I don't know, probably he was having a holiday or something, or a break or something. And so we are pleading with the government, because, you know, the Cape Coast Road is one of our major highways in this country, connected to the western region.
It's under construction, isn't it? Except you didn't see the contractor.
I didn't see them on site. Probably, that's what I'm saying, probably they were on break or something.
Okay.
But I'm pleading with the government, because it took me 3 hours, 30 minutes to get to Cape Coast. The road is terrible. From Akosua to Cape Coast is terrible. The entire road is terrible.
I'm certain that the government has heard you.
Beg you.
No, I mean, that's why I drive through almost every weekend to my constituency.
Okay.
So you're not saying, you're not lying, if I should put it that way. I mean, but to say that the contractor is not on road, that's why I find a little. You can say that the level at which the road construction is going is a little slow. I agree with you, and I think that. But to say the contractor is not on road, you just drove through them.
You didn't see him. It's different from.
You did not see the contractor. Does not mean he's not on road.
Okay.
So for me, yes, I agree. All the roads that were, for example, from Accra to Tema, I don't see why it should still be the way it is. And so if the contractor is not able to do alone, just divide it and give it to many contractors. You know,
anyway, I have a lot of matters rising this morning.
Road and Highway is really doing his work.
You like it, right?
Abuja.
He's giving you a message to give to Abuja.
Is one of the most honest ministers I've seen.
I mean, we cannot argue this.
Never.
We can't counter, we can't argue, we can't confirm.
I mean, and the way he's on the field, and he's not the office MP. Minister, he's always on the field.
That's what makes him honest.
And hold on.
But contracts are not signed on the field. In fact, I'm holding myself not to go there, but
he will tell you what it is.
That's what makes him honest.
He will do what must be done.
Okay.
And so for me, he's doing well. And when somebody is doing something well, we all have to applaud him and encourage him to do more. And so the Cape Coast Road will be fixed. Other roads will be fixed. I just believe that, I mean, work should go a little faster.
So, you know Chairman Wontumi, surely. And July seemed to be a special month for him. There are two very important dates in July that will matter to him, the 3rd of July and the 6th of July. What's even more interesting is you recall that his lead counsel had indicated that he'd like to withdraw. He cited a few reasons why he'd like to withdraw from being counsel to Chairman Wontumi. We also saw that lawyer Atacha says that he's taking over the criminal side of his case. What does that mean? Let me ask the lawyers first before we even get to the other matters. So, if you follow the conversation, Atacha's announcements yesterday, or maybe a day before yesterday, what does that mean to the ongoing case?
So let me wish your lovely viewers a good morning. Wish yourself a good morning. Always a pleasure to share a platform with my brother Vonti. Today, my uncle himself has come to accost me, so I must be on guard. A good morning, uncle. and my brother, my learned brother, a good morning. Well, I think the announcement by Atachia means what it means. Simply change of solicitor. As in, we should not read too much into it because, like all contracts, I think Wontumi has the right to change his counsel, or the counsel himself also has the right to remove himself from the case. So I don't think we should read too much into it, except to say that from what I'm saying, maybe it may be strategic. I don't know, but I'm thinking that maybe it may be strategic. And the strategy or the purpose of that strategy, in my opinion, being to try as much as possible to prevent the judgment, the supposed judgment on the 3rd of July from being read. Because, I think they give them a date to more or less file their written submissions. Now, that is very critical. Because it is in that submission where you make your arguments, you try to persuade the court. You must understand that in criminal cases, generally, the burden always is on the accused to prove, to persuade the judge as to the guilt of the accused. Now, that does not also take some burden from the accused here, especially since the submission of no case didn't work. So personally, for me, I'm not reading too much into it, except to say that I think that I see a strategy here, and the strategy is to try as much as possible to push the judgment.
The 3rd of July that the court is.
Yeah, because Atachia would need time, really, because he was not a lawyer on the case. Because he is going to.
I see he's starting that argument that it would be unfair. So he's hoping that
these arguments we all make. I think is what you will say. We all make those kind of arguments when you enter the case. But I'm saying that I see strategy here because really, for me, the reason was called my friend, my learned friend, Andy Apiakubi gave for leaving the case for me is not tenable, except that he has a right to remove himself from the case. The strategy for me is to find a legitimate excuse why the judgment on the July 3rd cannot be read, and because there's a new counsel in, and yesterday you heard him say you need time to go through the docket to prepare what's called, or to file his written submission. That's normal. We all do that, and we should give them that.
Even when the courts rejected the idea for the lead counsel to abandon the court didn't reject it. You should read the argument. So all the court said was that Apiakubi didn't need that process as a reason to leave the case, as in he could leave the case. So it wasn't that the court rejected. Really, you don't need the court's permission to enter into a contract or not to enter into a contract. So if you read what the court said, the court simply said that Apiakubi did not need that application. Yes, and that application was incompetent, in fact, to use the words of the court, and that he had the right to, by simply filing, by what's called the accused simply filing, what's called
change of solicitor.
Change of solicitor to change him. So it wasn't the court didn't refuse Apiakubi.
It was a confusion many didn't understand because it's sounded to many Ghanaians that, well, but if the court didn't accept, which I'm glad that you point the confusion in there, you can't force a counsel to be...
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was just a process.
It was a process. So the court simply was saying that you don't need this process to take yourself out. Yes, so, and I think they have done that. So right now, Atachia is counsel. And I cannot argue against that because, like I said, it's something that we all do to be honest. And it will be unfair on not on even the counsel, but on Wontumi. Because you see, per the principles of natural justice, all opportunities has to be afforded him to defend himself. And so I think that it says right for Atachia to seek a bit of time to go through all the processes and then file the first right and then file the case. I think they should be, the court can accord him that. But for me, I'm saying that...
Should the court accord him that?
I'll be a hypocrite if I say the question according to what I said. I use that, it's not that we all do. I can't sit on TV and say that.
The lawyer laughing.
Yeah, it's something that.
Okay.
It's something that. So I'll be very.
It's a trick, eh?
It's not a trick. I'll be very hypocritical.
It's a module you use. One of the ways.
No, it's not one of the ways. But you see, when you enter a case fresh, you'll be very responsible.
But you don't just enter. You enter and you're giving everything, how it started, where you are, and where you are.
But in that huge docket, you think that you need time to go through, especially when the written submission, hasn't been filed. If the written submission had been filed, then probably we could make it. But once the written submission hasn't been filed, the new council would need time to go through, the
criminal cases you represent. Changing lawyer for
the Samreboi.
The Samreboi, not the one that they are seeking.
Not exam.
Not
the plea bargain. Is the Samreboi illegal mining?
Their date for judgment have already
because what happens is that they'll give you, we are giving you, let's say 6 weeks or 2 weeks or 3 weeks to file your written submission. So file your written submission by.
Which should be due 24th for that particular case. 24th of this month.
Then 3rd July for judgment. So what they did was they changed the council before the written submission was even filed. I'm saying that it would be unfair on the part of, it would be unfair on Wontumi himself if the new council is not given enough time to go through, because he wasn't in the case, to go through the processes. That's what I'm saying as his strategy here. But I'll be a hypocrite.
Your head. If you were in Wontumi,
I'll be a hypocrite if I sit on TV
and the child is sick and he would die.
It's illegal.
Like put him in the packet of the poop.
Oh, nobody's.
That one I agree with you.
Until we put him in that bucket.
Let us put him. I think the whole Ghana knows. But the point I'm saying, it will be very highly hypocritical to sit on TV and say that Atachia should not be given that opportunity. Because for all intents and purposes, he wasn't in the matter. And to be very unfair on to himself. So they should grant them that opportunity.
Okay.
But like everyone is saying, I'm sure the judge by now understands the case very well and he's going to dispense with justice.
Okay.
You should trust that the judge is going to dispense with justice.
Well, Honorable, I see where you're taking your argument from already. You started from the Pope's pocket.
Well, I think that, again, like my brother said, it will be unfair. First of all, let me say good morning to the people of Akufo-Addo. I mean, I am representing in Parliament. It would be very unfair for anybody to say that Wontumi have no right to change solicitors if that's what he feels he wants to do, or if the solicitor himself representing him, my own brother Apia could feel that where I've reached, I think that I've exhausted my capacity to deal with the issues, or there are many reasons why as a judge, a lawyer would want to recuse himself from continuing representing a client. One could be that, okay, the fees that I charge the client to pay me, he's not paying. Therefore, I don't think my services will be available to my client again. That's fine. It could also be that they do not agree on principles of strategy. Strategies as to going into the case here and there. So let me recuse myself because what I'm trying to do, my client is not interested and is not understanding. So that could also be a reason for a council to recuse himself. So there are so many reasons.
Apia Kubi is very clear.
Again, there's another reason that Apia Kubi is citing is that there are certain things that the court is doing that he is not able to take.
Yeah.
I wonder how Atasha is going to take what the court is doing anyway, that Apia Kubi couldn't take. But that's for them to do. Nobody can seize or challenge and deny any individual as the kind of person to represent them, especially when it comes to dealing with matters of criminalities and all that. But you see, when you go into the mind of the situation, you begin to reason through certain things. I mean, all the accused, witnesses have been called and they've been interrogated. The case have closed. They are supposed to file a written submission. Then judgment will be delivered. Now, Apia Kubi realizes that he couldn't continue again. Is it that he's not able to write the written submissions? He's incompetent, incapacitated in writing the written submissions?
No, why are you going outside of the reasons he has submitted?
Well, the reasons he has submitted, again, I have my right to also reason through the reasons he submitted. Mm-hmm. He cannot also, if you like, chain me to the reasons that he submitted. Again, so the question is that what is it that may necessitate? When the case started, okay, when they were doing the case right from day one till the case closes, he didn't see reason to recuse himself. Now it is time to write written submissions and the judgment is delivered. Now he sees him. So the point is that somebody may reason, if you like, with me, that it's an attempt to delay the case and trying to see whether, the Exim Bank, for example, issue, now pre-bargain and all that. So it's trying to massage things and all that. But like I said, what will happen will happen.
Okay.
Judgment will be given, but I trust the integrity of the court. And I believe that the court will give judgment according to the merit of the case.
That's fine.
Will not be on anybody's. Today, I see some social media running around. People are trying to do some social begging of people and all that. That is not.
I'm sorry, about what?
Yeah, about people thinking. I saw some video where Wontumi on radio, I'm not bigger than begging the former president for insulting him, the current president for insulting him and all that. But I feel so bad because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I tell you what, he's not even interested in the case. He's not following the case. So people thinking that when we go begging President Mahama, we weigh the merit or where the case should go, the judgment and all that, that totally should be taken out of the equation because His Excellency Mahama is not even thinking about what is in court. He's not even interested. This is purely about Wontumi and his own issues and the court of competence coordinate and so forth and so on. So everybody, individuals will feel that going to His Excellency Mahama will have anything to do with criminality, determination of criminality in our courts, and a court of competent coordinates should begin to reason differently. So that, Tokonu told us the law is the law. So let's allow the law to continue to be the law. Going around this little gimmick here and there.
Yeah. Every other thing Atacha is asking for is also in law. Anyway.
There's nothing really that is going to change. What is going to happen will happen.
Okay.
The judgment will be delivered. If it is today, it will. Tomorrow, it will. Tomorrow. Whatever it is will happen.
Okay.
And so for me, I think that let's continue to pray.
For who?
And
pray for who?
Let's continue to pray for Ghana. Let's continue to pray that justice will continue to be delivered according to the merit of the case, but not whom you know and who knows you.
Okay. I think it's a good place to land on that prayer note. Let me go to Uncle.
I hope you are not being sarcastic.
You'd rather go to the lawyer.
You say you are dealing with the lawyers. Me, I'm not there. What do you refer to yourselves?
Learned.
I'm not a learned person, but
I started with the lawyer.
What kind of book they read before they call themselves learned?
I'm a learned person.
Yes. I started with the lawyer because I wanted him to situate the matter that has come from there. You speak to him, right? Yes. Okay, well, Kwesi.
Emefa, thank you.
Is this a module? Is this a tool you would use as a lawyer to buy time?
I, from my little years or my few years in legal practice, I've come to realize that legal practice is not just about the law. It's about strategy as well. Mm-hmm. A good lawyer, I think, is a lawyer who knows the time to use the law and the time to employ strategy.
Did you hear that?
You don't always need the law. Sometimes you need strategy. And, strategy actually plays out even during your cross examination, like counsel mentioned, even how you write your written submission. Because there is no formal template on how you do these things. And so you need strategy. And so strategy is part of law. But let me start by saying that the right to legal representation is a constitutional right. Every accused person has the legal right to legal representation. And that I do not think that the courts in Ghana can compel any accused person to be represented by a certain lawyer or a particular lawyer. The choice of legal counsel is at the discretion of the accused person. It's at the will and desire of the accused person. It is the accused person who has the right to appoint any solicitor he or she feels he can work with. And so I think that Wontumi, to start with, has that right. Secondly, as we speak now, Wontumi is still innocent because the Constitution prescribes that every accused person is presumed innocent until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. To the best of my knowledge, Wontumi has not been convicted or has not been proven guilty by any court yet. And so the matter has not been concluded yet, even though trial has ended, because trial starts from somewhere and it ends somewhere. You start with CMC, the prosecution will now do its case, and there will be the accused person has the right to file an application for submission of no case. If the court deems that the accused person has questions to answer, the court will order the accused person to open his defense. The accused person will also now put out his defense, and then at the end of the day, the trial will come to an end, and then counsels will write their written submission, which is not mandatory anyway, and then the court will give its final judgment. And so, as we speak, like counsel rightly mentioned, the burden still rests on the prosecution. The Constitution requires that, or our criminal justice system requires that the Constitution prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. All what the accused has to do is to raise a shadow of doubt in the case of the prosecution, and the accused person is good to go. Now, we are being informed that the lawyer for Chairman Wontumi, and let me add this, that just as the accused person has the right to appoint his lawyer, a lawyer of his choice, the lawyer also has the right to also accept a client of his choice. The lawyer can decide not to accept you. For instance, if Honorable Wondi brings me a civil matter, I can decide to accept. You never because accept. The civil matter, the legal fees will be good. But if he brings me a criminal matter, I can decide not to accept. So it is a two-way, you know.
Are you suggesting that Wontumi was not paying his lawyer?
Actually, I've not said that, but that is also one of the grounds under the Legal Professions Act for a lawyer to decide not to represent a client. But that is not the reason Adeti Akubi, the learned Adeti Akubi, has given. And so let's respect his reason.
Well, I'm only suggesting that to you anyway.
And so the lawyer can decide to choose his client. Now, in the spirit of fair trial, if the client feels that at a point in time he cannot work with the lawyer, or the lawyer feels that at a point in time, for certain stated reasons, he wants to change his lawyer, in the spirit of fair trial, it is only appropriate that you allow the accused person to go with the lawyer of his choice. And in the circumstance, we are all aware that a date for judgment has been set. Now, the question as to whether or not Councillor Tachia would plead with the court for an extension of time to enable him study the record of proceedings of the court, to enable him put together a very solid written submission. Let me also state that extension of right is not as of right. It's at the discretion of the court. The court can decide to reject that. I don't know if you come by way of motion or by way of oral application. The court can decide not to agree with Councillor Tachia and refuse his request for extension of time. And the court can still be firm on the date set for judgment. Like I've already indicated, legally, written submissions are not mandatory. Some lawyers even decide not to write written submissions. It's not mandatory, you understand? And so I think that let's allow the judicial process to work. Councillor Tachia is a consummate lawyer. He's been at the bar for over 33 years. I wasn't born when he was called to the bar. He knows the law far better than I do. He knows what to do. He owns one of the biggest law firms in this country, Zoe Achia & Co. His wife is also a consummate lawyer. His first son is a consummate lawyer. And so it's a family of legal brains. He knows what to do. I will not sit here and advise him on what to do. I will not even try to do that. I will not sit here to advise counsel and the appeal could be on what to do. I will not even try to do that. But all that is happening is permissible within the legal and criminal justice framework. And so let's not read political and mischievous reasons into what is happening.
While you draw attention to the fact that the court can decide to want to change the date or maintain the date they already said. How common is it for a court to actually change the date they set for?
It happens all the time.
Is it quite common?
It happens all the time. Okay. It happens all the time. Even in civil matters, it happens all the time. Like Council mentioned, change of solicitor or
not the solicitor.
No, I'm saying it goes hand in hand.
Okay.
So once you appoint a new solicitor, he will need time to study the record of proceedings before he can make any meaningful argument. Because lawyers have a lot on their plate. You don't call a lawyer today and the next day he's in court arguing as if he's been with you since day one. No.
Right.
And so it is only proper and in the spirit of fair trial that you allow the accused person's counsel, new counsel, the opportunity to study the record of proceedings. And I am even aware that the learned and the appeal could be actually appealed the decision on the submission of no case. Yeah. And so all these things will come to bear. Counsel can even make the point that because there's an appeal pending before the Court of Appeal, which is higher than the High Court should arrest its judgment. Because if the High Court proceeds to give its judgment on the substantive matter and the application for and the appeal for the submission of no case succeeds, that will amount to a mockery of justice. You understand? And so there are so many things that Counsel Atachi can do. Like I'm saying, he's a consummate lawyer. He's been in this game for a very, very long time. He knows what to do. And I am only praying that in the spirit of fair trial, the courts also know what to do, because the matter is still before the court. I would not want to go into the details of the court and whatever. But to land on what Honorable mentioned, that he is in a video of Chairman Wontumi pleading with President Mahama. I think that in all sincerity, today it is Chairman Wontumi, tomorrow it may be Honorable Wondi, because he's a board member of SIC. So tomorrow it may be him. So in all sincerity, and he's a public officer as a board member as well, he receives taxpayers' money and all that. He receives fuel allowance and all those things from the board. So tomorrow it may be him. So I am speaking from the standpoint of Chairman Wontumi being a Ghanaian standing trial. In all sincerity, we are being told that he's being prosecuted under the ambit of oral. But the charges before the court has nothing to do with embezzlement of state funds. And so I have been wondering how Chairman Wontumi's Samreboi matter of his alleged assignment to a third party without going through the right legal process, I am wondering how that amounts to Operation Recover or Loot. What exactly is the state seeking to recover in this matter? What monies has Chairman Wontumi stolen from the state?
Are you in any way suggesting that because commentaries suggest that Operation Recover or Loot, the Attorney General has all the powers to want to initiate different...
Under the policy framework for Operation Recover or Loot, we were told that people have embezzled close to $21 billion.
Yes. At the time, was Chairman Wontumi's matter cited in that $21 billion?
No, that vehicle was to recover the $21 billion. They didn't tell us that Operation Recover or Loot was to go after people who have been alleged.
When the Attorney General...
I am not saying Wontumi cannot be prosecuted. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that, regarding what Honorable mentioned, there is a perception, and all of us around this table will agree that there is a perception that what is happening to Wontumi is political witch hunt.
That's not true.
There's a perception. And we cannot discount and invalidate that perception. And so if the person himself has found reason and cause to sit on national radio to appeal to the president, then that fits into the larger perception that because some people believe that Chairman Wontumi in the heat of the campaign said something against the then opposition leader, and that now he has political power, and so he wants to teach him a lesson. I think that all these, that's why I said perception. All these perceptions are things that, at the end of the day, I mean,
but would you not be quite disingenuous towards the court to know that the court will sit on matters that have substance? If it's political witch hunts, the court will sit on anything else.
But a political matter.
If it is witch hunt, and then the Attorney General can present cases that can be found are criminal.
A witch hunt can be a case that has substance. When the matter is described as a political witch hunt, it doesn't necessarily mean the matter is without substance. No.
But you agree that we've used this witch hunt over the period, suggesting as though
and I'm saying
there's no case.
And I'm saying that
you can't take witchcraft matter to court, by the way.
You say why is he
the accused person has, he's had cause to believe that maybe the certain president, in some way or the other, is offended by certain things he said about him. And
I'm saying that if indeed the president feels disrespected, I mean, he has got to go towards defamatory. Yeah. But if the Attorney General goes into that matter, that fact, and gets facts and get issues that are quite criminal, he can just pursue it.
That's why I said that there is the perception.
That perception.
I have not seen the video. I have not seen the video of the respected chairman Wontumi on radio, quote and unquote, begging President Mahama. I have not seen the video. But from what Honorable is saying, that he has seen the video. And I'm saying that if indeed the regional chairman has done something like that, then it fits into the larger perception.
But he is attempting to want to actually debunk that perception that if you think that the president is the one that is interested in you, and I'm saying that, but he is here saying that, I didn't want to go there, but since you've introduced it, my understanding of his submission is that if you think that because you had made certain comments about then candidate Mahama, which is why you are being witch hunted, I am giving assurances that the president is not even interested in this matter
at all.
So the Attorney General is the one looking at facts and wants to pursue.
Not sincerity, Honorable Wondi cannot say as a matter of fact that the president is not interested in this.
He's interested in anything that's illegal mining. He's been very public about that. Yeah.
Honorable Wondi cannot say as a fact that the president is not interested or is not aware about the prosecution of.
Aware is different.
I'm sure
aware
you
is
understand
different
the English language. Interested and aware.
And so. Yes. Whether or not the president is even interested, that's not even my concern. The point I'm making is that there is a perception, and the person who is standing trial now feels so alarmed to the extent that he has to sit on national television to beg the president. Then that feeds into the larger perception. And so, Emefa, I would not say more, because this is still a matter pending before the court.
Okay.
I will only pray for fair trial. Because Councillor Ndiapia could be resigned as counsel for Chairman Wontumi on grounds that the judge has not been fair to him. And so
do we not hear this all the time?
I will plead.
If it is not going your way.
As a lawyer, have you not heard this all the time?
It is not going your way.
Akufo himself said earlier that everything was okay.
Yes.
Sorry?
Akufo at some time in the trial said everything was
okay.
Everything was okay. So at what point did he think that...
I am only calling for fair trial.
Okay.
Yet he concluded the case.
Transparency. And Emefa,
after concluding the case, he said, it's not good.
I think that all the oral matters, the ones of national interest, should be televised for the good people of this country to see what happens in court. Because sometimes it matters. Because sometimes the what happens in courtroom is not necessarily the narrative on social media and mainstream media. Sometimes you may have a very terrible case in court, but on social media you have a very solid case.
The Attorney General just has that both moral and social rights, and in fact legal right to update his people, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're the defendant in that case, if you're the person, if you're the accused in that case, and the Attorney General didn't have a good day in court, and decides to want to come on social media to paint a good case, what prevents you from us welcoming?
No, what I'm saying is that, you see, what happens, you cannot bring what happens in court necessarily to the media.
What happens is there's a gray area there, you agree? Yeah. Because especially if the matter is a state issue against an individual, if it's the Republic versus that person against an individual, the Attorney General, in an attempt to want to update the citizens, would then bring matters to the court.
I'm not even talking about the update, but sometimes you see certain quote cards, certain stories to feed into a certain narrative that somebody has a very bad case. And so because he has a bad case, there wouldn't be...
Where does a quote card come from?
No, the point I'm making is that, I'll give you an example, like that Tuforsen matter. The case was televised. We all saw what was going on. At the end of the day, when the court gave its ruling, nobody had problems with it. But now I'm saying that a lawyer has raised the alarm. Whether true or untrue, the lawyer has cause to believe that the judge is being biased towards him. And the lawyer is saying that because the judge is being biased towards him, He feels uncomfortable to continue with the matter, and so he's resigning. And so it raises questions. It raises questions because I do not have the benefit of the record of proceedings in Wontumi matter. But I think that it raises questions, and all what we can do is to call for fair trial, because like I'm saying, today it is Chairman Wontumi. Tomorrow it may be a good member of parliament for the people of what's your concern?
No, but you have an MP. You can cite your member of parliament. Who's your member of parliament? Who's your member of parliament?
The only member of parliament.
Since it's difficult to remember his constituency.
My member of parliament is not in government.
He's not in government.
Yes, honorable member. He's not in parliament, but honorable is a board member. And so today it is Chairman Wontumi.
It could be him too.
It may be
let me
Wontumi was not a public personal.
Actually, that's a good point. Chairman Wontumi didn't hold a public
person. We are saying that Chairman Wontumi.
And you see, that is why I feel a bit alarmed.
Is he a public person?
How he's being treated.
No, but you are saying that if you're a private person, you cannot be cited for criminality against the state.
Let me hear from you.
You know,
following this Chairman Wontumi's matter,
I'm going to talk as a Ghanaian and not a political person.
Okay.
And this divide is what is killing Ghana. We saw it under the previous administration, even the ones before, even from the Rawlings era. Okay, my parents was a victim of the Rawlings era. And this thing, let's treat ourselves like Ghanaians. Have you watched My Cousin Vinny, that movie?
Yeah.
My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
You're talking about how Atachia has come in. When they were in court, they had two boys had the same court, the same lawyer. But the other guy had his cousin as a lawyer. And when he realized that his lawyer was not good, he said, I want his lawyer. Okay, so let's not talk about when and how I change a lawyer. It is my money. This is not a state prosecutor. What's it called? A public prosecutor paid by the state. It is my money. At any given time, I can add, I can subtract lawyers. That is what my constitutional rights gives me. Okay, let's look at Wontumi's case. I'm against anybody who is alleged to have taken advantage of my taxpayers' money. Okay, and this is why I say I don't care whether it's an NDC member or an MPP member. If you steal my money, and that money is for all the people of Ghana, it's the taxpayers' money. So let's stop this divide that when is the shoes on the other foot because it's not squeezing yours, you're happy. And then the one also crying says it's too tight. Let's let the court decide. That's why we have the courts. Politicians stay out of it. I'm one person who will never, regardless of which party I support, will go to court to go and demonstrate or to go and protest because somebody is accused of stealing money. When he was shopping the money, did he chop the money with me?
No.
No, so you people should stop. And I've seen it. Under a previous administration, people would troop to police headquarters, people would go to Yoko, people would do all those things. You people are making us angry. The people who don't believe in that. The question is, somebody has committed a crime. You see, Asem Bonintina. Yeah, what?
Asem
Dibia. What I think, what I feel, is irrelevant. He's a lawyer. When they go to court...
You're a father of a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm a father of a lawyer. When they go to court, right, they can argue. That's why they said the law is in the bosom of the judge. Your argument and his argument, the judge might say, no, I side with this person, I don't side with you. And you have a reason to go for appeal. You go to the next court. It's a process. So let's stop jumping and making everything politics. At the end of the day, yesterday, I bought coconut for 7 cedis. That is what I'm worried about too. I'm not worried about somebody who's accused of stealing money and is having a fair day in court.
You say you bought what for 7 cedis?
Coconut.
For 7 cedis?
Yes. Wow. Yes.
Was it a cantonment or Labonios?
No, it was La Paloma, Choba, and North Canation. No. You see, me, it's not because they quite look. Me, we are going to look at that. And to me, time has come that we should look at what is called living wages instead of minimum wage. Okay, the Ghanaian needs a living wage. People who have traveled, we all have traveled. The reason why we were able to stay there and make ends meet was we were paid living wages. Minimum wage is the minimum you can pay, but you have to consider certain things. Transportation, food, shelter, and all those things to come up with a figure that will sustain me till the next month. America is called, you are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Because if you lose 2 paychecks, you become homeless. Okay, people are really, really suffering. And I always pray for President Mahama that his agenda, his big push, his whatever, me, any government, I'm a Ghanaian. I might have a party that I belong to. But as long as a government or a leader is doing well, I support him. I'm not one of those people who say that I will fold my hands, pray that he doesn't succeed for 4 or 8 years, so that I will come and take the things that he has destroyed. Doesn't make any sense. Why don't you help him? Why don't you pray? And you NDC MPP people, politics, you do it when you go to the poll. The people of Ghana want answers. They want to know how are they going to get public transport. Okay, you are talking about the Cape Coast Road. It's a disgrace on Ghana. However, Accra to Kumasi or Accra to the northern part of Ghana, look at our routes. From Accra to Central through Western, look at the roads. From Accra, I went to Adam the other 2 days ago, all the way to Aflawo. Look at our roads. And we are not shameful of it, and we are talking about you did this and you didn't do this. Since independence, it's a shame, it's a disgrace to the country. So let's see how. If the president is talking about big push or the MPP talk about year of the roads, okay, you are also talking about this big push. By the end of your tenure, if I don't see one completed project, whether from Accra to Winneba, I went to Apam Secondary School. I used to drive when I was in school from here to Apam in 45 minutes. 45 minutes.
I see why you didn't want to get into the legal matters, because you have your area of interest.
That's not the issue. They're not at this particular point. That thing is in court. Why am I going to?
It's not so much you can do.
Like they said, that thing that Akachia is doing, or whatever Wontumi is doing. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm sure if Honorable Vondi was a Wontumi sue, he'll be very, very happy that his lawyer will use that as a way to extend the time. That's not is it allowed legally to from here to use maneuvers?
No, we have just been learning. We have just been learning that. What did you use? Strategy is a tool. But
it's not necessarily to delay the process.
I agree. The strategy can amount to that.
Misconduct for a lawyer to deliberately want to prolong trials or any court matters. I don't think that any lawyer would deliberately want to prolong the matter.
The court should also be able to prove that you've done that deliberately. The court just doesn't sit there and assume.
I agree.
Yeah, so this it doesn't make anything.
Our courts are quite adversarial.
All I'm saying is, we are not the only court in the world. Look, you are talking about strategy. O.J. Simpson, the lawyer, what did he do? He brought gloves and said, if it doesn't fit, why? You people, you do that all the time. Lawyers, you do that all the time. It's allowed. I don't have a problem. All I'm saying is, let's stop doing this to ourselves as Ghanaians. We've done it for too long.
Yes, sir. But Wofa, you see, we ought to appreciate that. And first of all, I agree with your position. But you see, we must also stop this, what's called, the fundamental wastage of monies. And that's why in Akosua says that one of the principles that underpins this democracy is probity and accountability. Yes. Because for instance, the records show that for the so-called year of the rules. Now I'm saying this because of all the experiences we have had. In 2024, the Minister of Finance at that time said that they have spent 10 billion on rules. In 2022, they said they have spent 5.4 billion. Now, if you spend cumulatively about 15.4 billion, and
we can't finish one stretch of road.
No, and we have, my brother went to, and myself, I go to Gomo a lot. So I understand exactly what he's speaking about. Don't you think we ought, as a country, to take deliberate steps to curb this wastage, well, probably corruption? Because if the government has spent 10 billion on rules,
and there's no road,
and there's no road to show for it, we can't say that. Listen, that they're calling. There must be accountability.
It is not the minority or the majority who's going. It is you and I, we the people. Let me explain. In other jurisdictions, it's the power of the people. Even elections is vested in the people.
Okay, it is same in Ghana. It's same in Ghana. However, but the people have slept. No, brothers, I'm saying that. Listen, and that's why for us, all we can do, yourself and I, because we've never had power.
You know why?
All we can do is speak.
No, we can do something. That's what we call pressure groups.
Yes, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here this morning.
No, watchdogs, no. Yeah, but you alone and me alone, we can't do. We need to come together as a group, as a pressure group. And that's why I say that, no. We can get people, look, we set committees in Ghana by the state, and the players of the committee are members of the government.
And when the committee bring report, we shoot it down.
How fair do you expect?
I won't use it to work.
How fair do you expect?
I've heard about the Afari Military Hospital. Now, this hospital has journeyed through the motions. If you lived in this country years, you know that it started way back in 2008. We're in 2026. I mean, of course, I appreciate that in 2014, that was when the sword cutting happened. But now the minority and then the majority again are backing up. They're backing arguments that the amount of money government says it needs to operationalize that facility is not exactly the case. I know that it is a contractor that is actually citing a certain amount of money. I did not hear the government cite a particular amount of money. But we know that there's an $85 million that it's assumed that is what we need to operationalize the hospital. The minority says that they started that project. They know the numbers. They know the document. You need about just 200 million.
There's a
500 million. It's moved from 500. It used to be 200.
That is $500,000.
The minority.
Yes.
The minority said, okay, well, figures have been flying around, but I'll take yours then. But where we are, in fact, a leading member of the NPP who nearly, or who could become president, has said that, because is everything okay?
No. You ask that. You see?
Is everything okay?
I can see. It's not right.
A leading member of NPP says that we're where we are because the previous government didn't prioritize that project.
He said they didn't do anything.
Okay. That's what he said. Want to present it better that they didn't do anything. So you can't now be demanding accountability under another person's regime. In fact, it has gone as far as he threatening that if they attempt to want to silence, he will speak. I'm sure you have seen that paper. The Ghanaian publisher has said it. Kennedy Japan threatens NPP. That's a big one. So a project that started 2008. Uncle, I'll come to you. Don't worry. Let me start with the lawyer. I'll come. Because Uncle just landed on the other one.
No, because you see, I'm so passionate.
I know, you're passionate.
You're very passionate.
I'll come to you.
For him to talk, that's why I was going to take him.
Don't worry.
Let us start.
No. Lawyer. I allowed Uncle to speak at the time. I insist that you start. Let me hear you.
I don't like people who actually
let me hear you, lawyer.
Difficult as a Ghanaian, and he's one of them. As a former member of parliament.
We'll hear him. I hear you, Uncle Kofi, but let me hear you.
In fact, I think this topic, I understand why my uncle wanted to speak, but it says right in what he was saying earlier concerning the rules. Yeah, you understand? Because you see, for years, we've been doing this MPP, NDC thing. And Yet for a country that I think we've had this discussion here, that there's a fundamental or there's a radical deficit in our health infrastructure. To think that Afari will be sitting there, a project that was initiated under President Akufo, that His Excellency Mahama actually then did the fiscal construction. And then we are in 2026. And Afari is still not, available to the people of Ghana. And we are talking about a country that has a massive deficit in the health sector. In fact, to the extent that where the World WHO is telling us that for any normal country, you require 5 emergency beds for a population of 1,000. And in Ghana, we are doing around between 0.5 and 0.7. To think that we've sunk close to $180 million into this project since 2008, and we have nothing to show for it. And yet our politicians are not shy to be having a fundamental argument as to who did what and who has not done what. It is a shame. It is a shame, and it exposes the fundamental lack of patriotism. It's like we don't love our country. We love our nation more than we love our country. And right now, they've reduced this to who to believe. Because whereas you have a situation where the former head of the Parliamentary Subcommittee on Defense, Honorable Kenny Japan, and a stalwart of the MPP, somebody who is so big in the party that he twice put himself up to be elected as their presidential candidate. He's saying that since 2017, 7 January 2017, when they took over, from where he's sitting, he's not aware of anything that Nana Addo's government did in relation to add to where Afari Hospital was when they took over. That's a very serious...
He was a member of the Select Committee on...
In fact, that was the... No, he didn't say...
He was the chairman of
the defense. Because I think the project was being done by the Minister of Defense.
Okay.
Or Health.
Defense and security.
Security, yes.
Yes.
And so...
That's a very enviable position.
And for me, so and he knows what he's saying. He deliberately mentioned that because that's the authority upon which he's saying it. Because I'm presuming that the defense committee will have an oversight over that project.
Because it's military.
Yeah, and so you want to, because also, yes, and I'm saying that because the current Deputy Defense Minister also made a statement that, listen, in terms of the totality of the project is about 60%. And he has authority because he's a Deputy Defense Minister. But I'm saying that, but why should we have so much confusion as to the state of the Afari Hospital? It is evidence of the radical failure of the governance system in this country. Because we are talking about probity, accountability, we are talking about transparency. Why do we even have a confusion as to the state of the Afari Hospital? In fact, for me, that's a massive worry. If as of 2026, there's no document or there's no source for us to verify the true state of the Afari Hospital, and we the people, the sovereign, we are in a position where we do not know the state of Afari, in spite of the requirement of proper reporting on our governance institutions, then it means that there's a fundamental lack of failure in our governance structure, because we ought to know. There shouldn't be a debate as to where we are, or who did what, or who did. So if there's that confusion, then there's a radical failure. Now, two, when the minority attempted to enter the hospital, you saw one of the MPs violating the security person there. For me, it tells you a lack of respect for law and order, a lack of respect for the laws, for the system. Because you as an MP, you should not be seen violating clear order. You understand? And that's what you see. For me, the Afari issue, for me, interests me in what it represents. The Afari issue represents how politics has failed the country.
And this is true. You know why? Because for me, as a reporter, in fact, for the minority only, they're giving me two figures. When they went on a tour, the Afari Military Hospital, the ranking AU had mentioned that that facility needs only $200 million. It's reported. We reported the story. $200 million.
$200 million.
Yes.
To finish it.
To finish it. Yeah. In fact, 200 million Ghana cedis. Forgive me, not dollars. Then days later, when the minority now.
That's a press
conference. They say 500. Like 500 and 200 are not the same. If you understand, how much do we genuinely need to operationalize that hospital?
So if we don't know, if even the minority are confused, then it means that what we claim we are practicing here. And when you consider the purpose, because I've said there before that when you read Article 13 of our Constitution, that says that essentially thou shalt not kill. For me, the interpretation that ought to be given to it should be positive. That the state has an obligation to ensure that not only is our lives protected, but we have a life that also has dignity. You can't have a life that has dignity if, like I said, we have the extent of deficit in our health infrastructure as we do. And to think that in spite of that, in spite of the fact that we've sunk over $180 million, and that amount is so significant when you consider the financial position we are in as a country. And yet our politicians would rather be doing this seesaw.
So why don't you encourage Kennedy Japan to speak? He says he wants to speak. If he's dead, what will take him to speak up?
In fact, even like, and I know my uncle come, people ask whether what he's even saying is factual. We don't know.
Everything he says we can fact check.
For fact check. So if we can fact check, then we should even be having this discussion. Because I have a situation where you yourself said there seemed to be an $85 million being bundled around. At the other side, we also have $500,000 being bundled around. Now, and these are factual issues.
Okay.
So if there was any record that we could fact check, then the discussion should not be about the figures. The discussion should be about the fundamental lack of commitment or the failure of our politicians to deliver their aspirations, the needs of the people.
It's a good place to learn. There's a politician sitting right by you who actually belongs to the government. You are, well, so I know the minister has said that Afari Military Hospital will be operationalized before year ends. What figures is the current government working with?
Okay, I have no reason whatsoever to doubt the promise that the health minister actually gave, that the hospital will be operationalized before the end of the year. And I believe it will. My worry is about how we are taking health issues in this country. In some jurisdictions, health is a very big issue. And so when I see how our friends in the MPP are dealing with these issues, I feel very, very uncomfortable. Somewhere in July 2022, right? July 2022, the then Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia made a statement that within 6 months, the hospital was going to be operationalized. We didn't see that. Then we saw them initiating another hospital project called Agenda 111, right? Then the hospital that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama built to 60% or more in the region that gives the MPP the maximum vote ever. They did not see the project. Then the vice president told us, 2022, that in 6 months' time from there, that he made those speech, that the hospital was going to be operationalized. Then we did not see anything like that. Then they initiated their own Agenda 111, and not even a single one was operationalized before they left power. Then we came to power. Within 1 year, 15 months, then you see this same minority who've been in power for 8 years. How many months makes 8 years? And saw nothing, absolutely nothing about completing and operationalizing that hospital. Today are going around shouting and making all kind of noise about that hospital's operationalization. I find it very difficult to believe that things like these are happening in our country. Absolutely very difficult. I agree with everybody who will say that governance is continual and that we've come to meet it the state it was. Of course, we did not just meet it the state it is. We started it to a certain level. They came 8 years, never touched it. We've come to meet it how we left it. And the promise is that it will be operationalized. So for me, that is enough. I heard the MP members of parliament made a suggestion that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's initiative on 24-hour economy market, the projects should be stopped and that the money should be used to complete the Agenda 111 hospitals. And these are very laughable suggestions. In 8 years, the MPP, borrowing all the money they borrowed, could not even operationalize their own initiative. Just one. Today, the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama should abandon all the promises he gave to the Ghanaians based on which they voted for him.
That's not what he said.
And focus on MPP's failure.
How does operationalizing a hospital how is it seen as a failure?
MPP's failure.
How does
I am saying to you,
if the former minister says that, says that the minority member of parliament it says that, let me just read it, has urged government to redirect funds earmarked for the 24-hour economy initiative in communities where the facilities may not be needed towards completing the abandoned Agenda 111 hospital project. What's not economically prudent about this?
So I am saying to you that government is continual. We will complete those projects when necessary.
But you're starting projects. He says 24-hour economy market initiatives in communities where facilities may not be needed. It may not be needed.
I just said to you that government will complete all projects that we've seen. And don't forget that there is this thing we have even in our common fund that today, when you go, you see legacy project fund. In my constituency, for example, there was this school that His Excellency President Akufo started, to a certain level. It was a 12-unit classroom, that they left it when the MPP came to power 8 years, they never touched it. It was almost collapsing. When we came to power today, I can tell you, we've completed that project. We've actually made it operationalized, and students are going in there learning where we commissioned it not long ago, about 3 weeks ago. Students are now learning in it. There is that legacy project, that all projects that have been abandoned. When you go to another place, there was this library that we've completed, students are using now. We will. But that should not mean that the promises we gave to Ghanaians, the manifesto we presented to Ghana based on which they voted for us, we should abandon that and use the money to be chasing MPP failure.
It's the same set of Ghanaians. But it's the same people that are saying that. No, I don't. No, I don't understand it. Do you know why? Because on this same table we have discussed manifestos. On the same table we have discussed a no-bed syndrome. On the same table we have discussed the deteriorating nature of our health facilities. But, of course, another member of another party is saying that the 24-hour market initiative in some districts, right, if you look carefully, some places do not need it because they already have markets that are underutilized. How about the Minister for Health makes a case to use those funding towards the Agenda 1?
I am saying to you that those projects that are supposed to be completed, we will complete them. That's a fundamental truth. That those projects that we inherited from the previous administration, that needed to be completed will be completed. That's it. I am saying that. Number two, but you see, it does not lie in their mouth to suggest to us how we should implement our policies and that we should stop implementing our policies and use the money to complete their failure. That cannot be said anywhere. In any case, if the health minister saw the need for those projects to be completed because it is important, and I believe it is, what was he doing in 8 years when he was in government? Okay. So that is the point I'm making. We will complete those projects that must be completed. It does not mean we should abandon our flagship projects at 24 hours. In any case,
if you ask me, I'm not a panel, but if you ask me, that statement by the member of the MPP does not suggest that abandon a particular project.
No, that's what he's saying.
But let me
you see, have you even taken a look at the content of the 24-hour economy markets? Somebody should take a look at the 24-hour economy market, the content of that project.
What I know is a primary school in Dama has been collapsed to build a 24-hour economy market.
That is not the content of the project.
What I know.
I am saying that you are talking about the sites that have been, but I'm talking about what is in that project. We don't have time. I would have, I will explain to you what exactly is the content of the project. You'll be amazed. Let one of those projects be completed, and you will feel what the project is.
Whilst we turn away people from hospital facilities.
No, nobody's turning away people from hospital.
I'm very, very sad, very, very disappointed in myself as a Ghanaian.
Why?
When I have members of parliament who are there to do the job of the people who voted for them, and they don't do what they are supposed to be doing for them. And both parties talk about manifesto. I hate manifestos. Because manifestos is one-sided. You are talking about the promise you made. Did you make a promise to only one side of the population of Ghana or to all Ghanaians? Every government, when you went to campaign in your constituency, did you only campaign with NDC people? Or you campaign for the whole constituency? When you went that they should give you their votes for you to come and represent them, did you tell them that when I come? No, I will
answer.
Yeah.
If you want me to answer, I will.
Okay, answer. Did you tell them that when you come, you represent only NDC people?
We never said we're going to represent only NDC people, but we gave them
you gave who?
A program.
We gave who a
We
program?
told them the things we want to do for them when we come to power. The entire Ghanaian bought into it, voted for us. We cannot abandon what we promised the people. That's what I want you to know.
Are you trying to tell me that?
And then abandon what we promised the people and use the money to complete somebody's failure.
Honorable.
I mean, that is not fair politically.
Honorable, can I tell you what? As a Ghanaian,
stop all the agenda 24-hour economy. And come and do agenda 1 the MPP failed to do.
Honorable, let me hear what Uncle has to say. I want to understand
how would
the
you
point
see
he's
us?
trying to make. Let me hear him. Uncle Phil, let me hear you. Well,
anyway, Uncle, I won't do this to you ordinarily.
What I want to find out is whether agenda 111, whether 24-hour economy, it is all things that are going to benefit Ghanaians. We would then look at it and say, let's vote for you again. Okay, and let me take this Kennedy's issue. You said he was the chairman of what?
The Defense Council.
And the Afari Hospital, it was under what? The military somehow?
Yeah, because the military.
And as the chairman of that, what did he do? You see, I get angry when people take me for granted.
But that's him taking responsibility.
No,
but that's him taking responsibility.
No, it's a daily.
Because he's still part of
it's
the
a daily.
MPP.
I beg you, it's a daily.
Basically, the minority should not demand.
Can I explain something? Can I explain something to you? Who resigned recently? Justice Sophia Akufo, right?
Yeah. In September, not recently.
Yeah. But we were told recently.
Yeah.
Okay. When somebody sees something is wrong with an institution or an organization that they belong to and they don't agree, what you can do is say, I don't want to be part of it anymore.
You never know because she didn't give the reason.
Whatever, no, I said whatever it is, whether personal, anything, that is her reason.
Well, he never accepted a ministerial appointment anyway.
Oh, No, you are not. You see, Honorable, let me make my point. Because I'm talking about members of parliament. And it's not just you personally. I'm talking about your responsibility to Ghanaians or to your constituents. And that is what politics proper is done. That's why they say all politics is local. Okay? You talk about the promise. The promise to who? The promise to who? Emefa,
yeah.
If you build 24-hour economy, it benefits the people of Ghana. If you build Afari Hospital, it benefits the people of Ghana. You are talking as if the money is from your private pocket. That thing annoys me. And all politicians to stop that. You go and beg in the name of the people of Ghana. You use Ghanaians as collateral to secure funds. And you come here, you do what you want to do with it. Because we have allowed you.
But Uncle, you would understand the genuine pushback from the current government you started your project as Agenda 111. How did you start your project and want me to come in and finish it?
Government is continuous, right? He just said that. So regardless, whether it's a road, whether it's a building, whether it is whatever it is, if it's done on behalf of the people of Ghana, can't you see?
But we are discussing this because governance is really the management of scarce resources.
You see, you are talking about members.
If we had the money for both this and that, we can do that, hand in hand.
Can I tell you
Look at the Cape Coast Road.
No, Honorable, because I want to go to Tracy.
Doing it.
Our time is running.
Honorable, let me ask, not just NDC, all governments. When you think about doing something good for Ghana or the people of Ghana, and you say we are going to construct a road, we are going to build a hospital. Don't you do feasibility studies and find how much it's going to cost?
Exactly, that's what's supposed to be done.
Hold on. In construction, there's give and take some differences that will come along as we go along.
These are the contingencies.
Contingencies, whatever. You can't tell me that you tell me Kofi Kapito. Yeah. That is going to cost 1 billion to build a new airport.
Yes.
Okay. And then it takes 35 years. You've already told me that this is how much it's going to cost. And I have secured the loan. And 35 years later, you haven't done it. And you think I should hold you responsible?
But Kofi, why are you not holding the people of Ghana responsible? Because what we also do as a country is we vote for NDC or we vote for MPP. But there are other political parties that we never ever vote for.
Can I explain something to you?
Yeah.
Like UP.
and you see, I sometimes feel very, very sad when the system of electing, okay, it is not transparent. I don't mind people using money to campaign because you need money to campaign. But when people use money to bribe, that's where I have a problem.
Yes.
We've seen on television people talking about my dear free MPA, may try my MPA do it at the media.
All the time.
All the time. Me, I put myself out for a parliament seat. The delegates in the constituency came to me that as for me, they like me. They will give me a discount on the bribe. I told them to F off. Wow. You know, because you see, I'm not that. No, I am not that. I don't want it. I don't want it. You get my point. If that's what it takes, that I need to sell my house. Yeah. I need to stop paying my children's fee. Yeah. Just to give you somebody who maybe my houseboy is sensible than you.
You're paying to save.
I'm paying. You see, that is what you people understand. You are not supposed to pay to serve anybody. Because guess what? If you are paying me, then I'm the master.
Okay.
You have a point. Because, and until you people get that and stop giving people 6 years of clothes, even sometimes we're giving Bentoa. Okay? It's a disgrace to our democracy.
Foul. Somebody foul.
Okay? The question is, tell me what you can do for me.
Some people give Kosua.
And somebody will tell you, when they came to my house, yes. And because they came to my house.
But before they even dash cars.
Because they came to my house, I gave them TNT.
Okay.
Look, you say you met, you went to Cape Coast and did what?
The SRC students.
They are the ones that annoys me the most. You know the reason why? As a young person, if you say you believe in a cause, I belong to a political party because I think their agenda fits into my welfare.
Yeah.
Okay, and I invite you to come to a program. I bring you transportation. I actually transported you to the venue. I gave you lunch. On your way back, I said, let the bus take you back. And you're angry I didn't give you money. What is your commitment to that cause? And that's what we've been doing to them.
Oh no, the SRCP.
No, I beg you. I beg you. No.
Uncle, please land for me. Let me go to
maybe not this time.
I'm sure it happened.
No, I'm just telling that maybe not when you went. But when I went, it happened to me. That's what I'm telling you.
What do I have?
I'm just saying that, maybe you have a God.
Please land and let me go to question.
No, I'm just saying that time has come. No, time. Am I that desperate?
Okay.
Am I that desperate?
That's just by it.
I'm just saying.
That's just by it.
No, you see, my nephew used to tease me. If I wouldn't need MP that. Now, tell him a simple question. Every 4 years, you panic. You pay bribe. If you think you've done a good job, there's no way we should do that. And that is what politics
Hopefully
is.
the MPs are here.
Anyway,
Kwesi, you hear the questions, the demands.
MP before I have never contested, and so.
Okay, you are coming.
What I know is that people share Akosua. That one happened just the Anima. So, but you see, Emefa, I agree with the point that the Afari Hospital must be operationalized regardless. Because the hospital, which is a 500-bed capacity, I think will serve the Ashanti region well. Because today, if you go to the Ashanti region, almost every major case is being handled by Akufo-Addo, which is a problem because Ashanti region is bigger than Greater Accra. But at least in Greater Accra, we have Kolebu, we have Rage, we have UGMC, we have a few of the major hospitals in the capital. But Ashanti region, which has a total population of over 4 million people,
not to interject, but you know that they don't just serve Ashanti region. They serve the 3 northern regions.
Yeah, they do.
They serve the western region.
Yes.
They serve Brohafu.
I agree with you. So we are talking of over 7 million to 10 million people. And the only major health facility there is Akufo-Addo. I think that is a problem. And so regardless of the political stance or the political aggression, I think that the hospital must be opened. It must be opened because if you are going to the hospital, the doctors there do not require your party card. They do not require your political party affiliation before they pay attention to you. I have been to the hospital where the person I took to the hospital, they didn't have a bed. But at least when one nurse saw me, I was like, oh, Kwesi Boche, your TV, so the moment you pan the bed. But I asked the nurse,
that is wrong.
And I felt very alarmed.
Yes.
I felt very, very, very alarmed. And so I think that the hospital must be operationalized. But in fact, it is important that we stick to the facts. Now, the Afari Hospital is being developed by the Euroget, the Invest contractor, which is an Egyptian contractor. The contract was entered into in November 2008 by President Akufo. Unfortunately, right after entering into the contract with Euroget, the Invest, he lost the MPP went out of power in the 2008 elections. The project was originally sited for Tamale, and then they later relocated it to Accra, and then finally Kumasi.
Yeah.
And so from 2008, President Mahama, in his Part 1 administration, cut short for the commencement. So the contract was signed in 2008, but the sword was cut for the commencement of the project in 2014.
Yeah.
Official records from the Ministry of Finance stipulates that as at the time President Mahama was leaving office in January 7, 2017, the project was at a completion stage of 40%, according to the Ministry of Defense. So when the MPP took over, the debt that we were supposed to pay the contractor was $180 million. As of 2024, the full amount had been paid. Again, the contractor sometime in September 2022 demanded for an additional $34 million for extra works, for roads, for landscaping, for housing facilities for the doctors and for the military staff. And so requested for $34 million. But the Ministry of Defense at the time renegotiated the amount to $19.3 million, which as at the time MPP was leaving office in 2025, was also fully paid. Now, when we were about to leave power in September 2023, the contractor again demanded for $3 million as interest payment. Because, the contract was entered into in 2008, and I'm sure we couldn't raise money. Absolutely. And so he demanded for interest payment, which the MPP paid $2.5 million out of the $3 million. And that is why the minority in parliament is saying that if there is any debt actually regarding the project, then it should be $500,000. It shouldn't be the $85 million stated by the Deputy Defense Minister, the Honorable Boja Jemfi. And so it is from this background.
Is it the Deputy Minister stating it, or he indicated that that's what the contractor is demanding?
But that is what the Deputy Minister stated. That is not what the contractor stated. That is what the Deputy Minister stated, that the project will require an additional $85 million. But flowing from the facts does not support the minister's narrative that $85 million is needed. And that is why the minority is raising concerns as to the evaluation and as to the projections leading to the stated or the requested $85 million to complete the project. Because, again, the data from the Project Implementation Unit of the Ministry of Defense confirmed that as of September 2024, civil works, that's the core hospital project, the civil works was 97.5% complete. The architectural works was 87% complete, and the support facilities, that's the housing, roads, and the other landscaping projects, were 77% complete.
What about equipment?
No, you have to finish the civil works before you start putting the equipment in there. And so I think that currently the hospital has to be operational, regardless of, political. I would not say because I am in opposition and so I will say the hospital should not. The hospital has to be operationalized.
I'd be very scandalized to know that the government can really operationalize that hospital today because of politics.
As I land on this matter, if you look at the trajectory of this very project, it started under President Akufo, through to President Mills, through to President Mills, through to President Mahama, then President Akufo-Addo, and now President Mahama. And so it is a project that
the chronology you are giving, the previous Nana
that has survived various political leaders.
Okay.
And so it is that should tell you how important the project is. And so it is very, very crucial.
Do you see any attempt
that we come together
both parties? Do you see any attempt on both parties' side to play politics with this?
I do not think so.
You don't?
I think
because
that,
today we're contesting the amount that the Deputy Defense Minister is stating. But we are not interrogating why the ranking on the health committee says that we needed 200 Ghana.
The contention about
and yet it's $500,000.
The contention about the amount.
You haven't addressed that.
The contention about
you haven't addressed
if I come to your question, the contention about the amount, I think, has to do with protecting the public purse.
Okay.
Because if the former administration, if we all admit around this table that governance is a continuing business, and the former administration is saying that the amount left for the completion of the hospital is $500,000, and today the government of the day is telling us that we need $85 million, when the original project, the entire cost of the project is $180 million, and we are saying that the project is 97% complete. How do we then say or justify that we need $85 million to complete the 3% of the project? And so I think that the minister must come in a more clearer manner, must make us understand why we need those monies. Because in all of this, the fact that we want the hospital operationalized doesn't mean that we should we should bankrupt the public purse. That is not what it means. That should not mean that people should create, loot and share, use the Afari Hospital as a means to squander the taxpayers' money, squander Kofi Kapito's money. That is not what it
money.
Yes. That is not your money is part of it.
Don't mind him, man. He's just being sarcastic. Don't mind him.
Gentlemen,
and so it is very important
that'll be all for
that
this
we
money.
It's very important that we protect the taxpayers' money. It's important that we do not allow the NDC to use the hospital as a means to steal state resources. It's very important that we stick to the fact. And you know that Emefa, as I learned, on the matter of Agenda 111.
Yeah.
Honorable, are you suggesting that the Agenda 111 close to your constituency in Trefu-Hema should not be completed? Tell your people.
I have never said so.
And so your analysis that your government should not complement Agenda 111 policy.
We shall continue. That'll be all. Please mute their microphones for me. So this July, Ghana will host global energy leaders and experts at the Ghana International Petroleum Conference, GIFCON 2026. On the theme, building a resilient downstream policy, innovation, and investments for growth. His Excellency John I'm mentioning your president's name.
Please do.
Right. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana, will be the distinguished guest of honor. Speakers include, because I needed you to listen. Please. Yes. Please, let's take it back. And let me tell. Now listen. Okay. So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana, will be the distinguished guest of honor. Speakers also include Honorable Dr. John Abdullahi Janapon, Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Mr. Godwin Kujo Tamaklo, CEO for National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Patrick Ofori is CEO of Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, and Dr. Rivers Nopon is CEO of Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. And the date is July 16 to 17, 2026, 8 a.m. each day at the venue, Palms Convention Center and the Palm Royal Beach Hotel. The event as well will be climaxed with the Downstream Awards and Gala Night happening on July 18 at 6 p.m. at Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel, Accra. You want to register now at www.gipcon.com, or you can call 0558 223 678 0558 223 678. Gentlemen, thank you so much. It's not the government's doing the awards. Behave yourself. You are a panelist on it. Kofi Kapito is a panelist on it. But please stay. There's more on the show. From walking to Zongo School in Tumu to representing Sisala East in Parliament, Mohammed Baktalia's story is one of resilience and determination.
I am the only one who is educated in that family.
He credits his success to the sacrifice of his mother, who sold cashew to support his dreams.
My mom played a very good role. I didn't know what her motivation was. She insisted anytime that if I wasn't in school, any time that I wasn't in school, she found it very uncomfortable.
I see.
She's not here today, but I think that I have always dedicated this where I am today to her.
Today, he serves at TOR while pursuing energy law at the University of Ghana. For him, his roots are not a limitation, but a foundation for service, opportunity, and truthful leadership.
What was that?
Is it a lip? What? I don't know.
PM Personality Profile, this Friday at 9 p.m. on Joy News.
We were living in one of the pavilion behind. Later that we had this new building. Then we now moved to the new building.
You did a lot. They have come here and asked us, and they have continued our 6-unit classroom building.
A lot has changed. After documentary,
we had 60 tables and chairs, then a 10-bedroom teacher accommodation.
We have never been fair to these young children. The children are suffering. We applied for school feeding, which will have also helped to increase the enrollment.
The impact has been great in terms of enhancing duty bearer responsiveness, in terms of responding to the infrastructure needs, in terms of teacher availability. We are seeing that there's progress.
Everything has meaning, but not everything is as it seems. For every story told, there are versions of the truth.
We can't afford to look at this, the numbers that have been presented, and say we are tired. It's the same old issue. No, somebody should be prosecuted.
Every opinion can be debated. Every claim can be challenged. Even the idea of the national interest can and must be interrogated.
This is the date it was. This was the date it was printed from the system.
That is what
what is he talking about?
Because sometimes the real facts are buried deep within layers of interpretation. So we ask the harder questions. We test every claim. We raise the standard of public discourse and place every issue on the altar of unbiased scrutiny. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first.
We stand beneath you. What are you doing? Clearly.
Newsfile with Samson Ladi Anyanini. On Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible.
On your screen now, I'm just showing you a video of what we're going to be talking about. I've got Dr. Akosua. He is Doctor of Pediatric Medicine, Fellow American College of Foot and Ankle Surgeons. And of course, this person is not new on your screen. Gida Okwesifiavo is Head of Marketing and Business Development, one of my newfound favorite hospitals, New Crystal Hospital. And there's going to be this good community outreach that's going to be happening. And we're going to be talking about it. It's not surprising because for the New Crystal Hospital, they are noted for doing this. So on your screen, I'm showing you, but back in studio, I've got my guest. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me.
Good morning.
You, when I see you, is good news.
Yes.
So I'm always happy to see you.
Yes.
And today you brought me even a much more better news.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's...
Emefa,
yeah.
Your screening is still waiting.
The whole world will know that I've not come for my health check. I'll do better with myself, I will. So for New Crystal, we've had a good conversation on the show, even before the Impact Makers Awards. But you've been committed to community health so much that you've introduced another leg of it. Why are you committed to doing these surgeries for the people and communities?
Thank you very much, Emefa. Good morning to our viewers. And we are grateful for this opportunity, this great platform you're giving to us to share our mission. Yes, this assignment, it's something that our CEO is very passionate about. Our CEO and founder, Dr. Wisdom Amableto. Yes, our mission extends beyond just providing healthcare, making good profits, and giving bonuses to staff. Particularly where we have a shared vision with Dr. Chris Bell. He is passionate of transforming lives and community, providing giving back to community. So we thought it wise that we can put our resources together, because as far as transforming lives and contributing to society is concerned, this is a specialist services that you can hardly get even within the country. So if he has this specialist, ankle and foot surgeon, and we have a lot of vulnerable people within our community who, because of money, which we pray that money shouldn't be a reason why we cannot provide quality health care. So to be able to, yes, we cannot be able to do it for everybody. The few that we can be able to provide this quality of health care, we are doing it by the grace of God, so that our people can live in dignity and with confidence, so that the best in the individual Ghanaian will be able to come out.
Okay.
So basically it is to transform lives and provide accessible quality healthcare to
You definitely have not gone outside of your scope from the last time we had a conversation. But welcome to Ghana. Are you always in Ghana frequently?
Yeah, I try to be here as often as I can. I mean, but you know, work and schedule and all that stuff. But yeah, usually I try to be here as often as I can. And every time I'm here, at least one of the times I'm there trying to help out.
That's really nice to know. Not just me. I like to think that somebody watching me now will say, practicing successfully in the United States, what on God's given earth would you be doing here in Ghana?
Correct.
Why?
Because I grew up in Ghana, and for me, I believe in giving back. You know, to whom much is given, much is required. And sometimes, you know, we stay in our corners thinking that it takes all this effort to make a difference in someone's life. Actually, it doesn't. It doesn't take much to make a difference in someone's life, and that's something that I've learned early. And if I'm given the opportunity wherever I am, I try to give back when I can. So,
why did you specialize in that area of medicine, foot and ankle?
So in college, I did biophysics. And so it sort of like got me into that whole mechanics of how the human body moves. So the field of podiatric surgery actually gave me that opportunity to apply some of that knowledge in treating complex deformities of the lower extremity. And it's sort of like one of those things that I was passionate about, so I went that route.
Such a very novel area to me, honestly. But so there definitely may be different types of treatment or, you know, challenges that the foot or the ankle may be facing. Have you put some in categories?
Yeah,
which
so
ones are you dealing with?
Yeah, so even what started this whole mission trip was I was here in Ghana with a doctor friend of mine. We were driving down the road. We stopped at a light, and then someone walked up to the car asking for money. When I looked down through the window, he had a club foot. So a club foot is when the foot rolls inwards. And I told him, I was like, this is treatable. You can fix it. He was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. And so one conversation led to the other. We talked to Dr. Amugbato, who was very open with the idea of, if we can do it, this is my space, you can use it.
Okay.
And those kind of deformities, because like in Ghana, because of cultural reasons, sometimes some of these patients are hidden for a long time, and so they are neglected club foot. Also, one of the things I see is like, post-trauma. So they had injuries, broken a bone, broken a foot, and they've not had the adequate treatment. So the foot heals in the abnormal position, a malunited or non-united fracture. And these people can't have a functional life because they can't walk properly. They can't do the things they normally do. Okay. And so these are things that I'm passionate about, and that's the kind of deformities I like to work.
Which common ones are you going to be treating together with your team?
So clubfoot, trauma, people who break their foot, their ankle, their leg, birth defects, people coming in and masses on their foot. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as it's on the foot and ankle, we can take care of it.
Okay. How does the new Crystal Hospital fit in his mission, his vision, this hope to help people?
So where we fit in has to do with creating a platform where our ordinary Ghanaians can have access to quality of healthcare. In Ghana, the specialists we have is orthopedic surgeons. They are general. But for him, it is specialists.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier on, we can hardly have those specialists in the country. Yes, our surgeons in Ghana can do it, but they will always have it. The outcome will not be the same as the specialists themselves. So for us, it is to create our theater. All our facilities have 2 theaters.
Okay.
So it's just to create that avenue and make sure that our citizens are not denying of access to quality healthcare.
Okay.
And the fact that it will give them that, they will live that dignity of life. So they can go back to business, make money for yourself, live a normal life, work and catwalk and
I like it.
the
That's
fashion, the showbiz family. We should also invite such people.
Okay.
And feel confidence.
It must be really expensive if you want. I mean, I know this. I'm Ghanaian. I can't pretend that I don't know this. It must be expensive. Is it free?
So absolutely free. the beneficiary don't pay anything.
Yeah. I just needed to put that on record.
Yes,
Yeah?
it's absolutely free.
Okay.
For the record, I think the minimum you can get is not less than 20,000 Ghana cedi. You can pay as much as 50 to 60,000 Ghana cedi for per surgery.
Okay.
But they are getting it for free.
Okay. Well, when is this happening, and how are you rolling it out?
In fact, yesterday was the last day we did the surgery.
Oh, you did it?
Yes.
You did how many did you do?
So we've done over 30, 34, 35. We saw about 35 people.
Okay.
Yeah, so this year I brought a team of doctors that from the US that came with me. And so it was, we were able to get to as many cases as we can. We start early in the morning, don't leave till like 1 a.m., come back and do the same thing.
Okay, and all the people are fine and they are happy.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh my.
Very well.
Oh, Chris Bell.
Fact,
well,
as at 1 a.m., that was when they were wrapping up from the hospital.
And you're here this morning.
Yes.
Very well done. Hopefully you're able to come again soon. Yes. And then to take care of other communities as well. Right. New Crystal will be here. That's your camera. We just want to say thank you, but we just assure the people of Ghana that if you have a certain situation, maybe another time when you come, you'd be of help. That's your camera.
Okay.
You can speak to the people of Ghana.
Okay. I am very grateful for the opportunity to be able to make a difference. For me, it's about making an impact, even if it is one person's life. For me, that's what I aim for. That one person, if I can make a difference in how they go about their day, how I can improve their quality of life, that is enough for me. And that's the goal.
Well, thank you so much to you, Chris Bell, Mekpo, and as well to New Chris. You have something to say, please, by all means, share it.
Very well. So what we want to tell our viewers is that every month, the month of June, that is the month of our CU, this surgery goes on. So next year, by this time, we'll be doing a similar one. Now, looking into the future, we are anticipating that for this project to be sustainable, we are looking at resources. So we are opening our doors to all specialists, whatever form it is, from head to toe. Our doors are open for a discussion so that we can facilitate the quality of healthcare. You may have access to healthcare, but when quality is lacking, then there will be an issue. So I am just by saying that we have, for now, we are operating from one of our facilities. That was 2 theaters. We are looking into the future where all our branches can equally be doing the same procedure.
Because Bell has to divide himself.
Exactly. So we are calling as many specialists as possible so that we can expand beyond Ashama, Tema, Takrade, all our branches. So our door is open. We hope and pray that all our stakeholders can take advantage of this. Now, just a last comment. I witnessed something when I was coming. Most of sometimes our doctors and nurses coming to the hospital and people are fighting over them, trying to get transport. I think access to quality healthcare is everybody's responsibility. Wouldn't it be nice where you see any healthcare professional in a queue trying to access vehicle?
You give them the opportunity
the priority in a vehicle. Can you say, instead of paying 10 cedi, pay a discount of 5 cedi, something, so that you might not know where the professional is going to take care of a relative of yours to save a life, so that all year round we can be able to provide the quality that we so desire.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
It's a campaign we must look into. Yes. Thank you so much. But Chrisbel, thank you so much. Chrisbel Afari is Doctor of Pediatric Medicine, Fellow, American College of Food and Oncosurgeon, and as well, Gidel Kwesi Fiavo is Head of Marketing and Business Development at New Crystal Hospital. Thank you so much. You want to stay? It's time for Econ now. You don't want to miss it. But God bless you for all of those that you have provided that service for. Please stay.
From walking to Zongo School in Tumu to representing Sisala East in Parliament, Mohammed Baktalia's story is one of resilience and determination.
I am the only one who is educated in that family.
He credits his success to the sacrifice of his mother, who sold cashew to support his dreams.
My mom played a very good role. I didn't know what her motivation was. She insisted anytime that if I wasn't in school, any time that I wasn't in school, she found it very uncomfortable.
I see.
She's not here today, but I think that I have always dedicated this where I am today to her.
Today, he serves at TOR while pursuing energy law at the University of Ghana. For him, his roots are not a limitation, but a foundation for service, opportunity, and truthful leadership.
What was that?
Is it a lip? What? I don't know.
PM Personality Profile, this Friday at 9 p.m. on Joy News.
Everything has meaning, but not everything is as it seems. For every story told, there are versions of the truth.
We can't afford to look at the numbers that have been presented, and say we are tired. It's the same old issue. No, somebody should be prosecuted.
Every opinion can be debated. Every claim can be challenged. Even the idea of the national interest can and must be interrogated.
This is the date it was. This was the date it was printed from the system.
That is what
what is he talking about?
Because sometimes the real facts are buried deep within layers of interpretation. So we ask the harder questions. We test every claim. We raise the standard of public discourse and place every issue on the altar of unbiased scrutiny. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first.
We stand beneath you. What are you doing? Clearly,
Newsfile with Samson Ladi Anyanini. On Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible.
Well, quickly before we bring you Econa, of course, today is 19th of June, and you know that the day is dedicated to talk about sickle cell. Definitely create more awareness. And this morning, I'm joined in studio by Solomon Barr, his project supervisor. I would ask him which project particularly a little later. Christine Benson is senior nursing officer, and I've also got Dr. Benedicta Ni Life, your medical officer. They are all coming from PML. What is PML? Let me ask them. Princess Marie Louis.
Children's Hospital.
She's Maria and she's Louis as well.
Yeah.
I've spoken to Reverend Father here about that project,
Right.
that facility. How are you both doing? All of you, how are you doing?
We're doing great.
Good. Okay. We have had a lot of conversations about sickle cell awareness, but I want to ask you, let me ask you, Christine, the awareness, the campaign, the messaging, when you go on ground, when you go to the communities, do you see it translating into real results?
For some reason, yeah, it is, but not as much as we would love. Because as of now, still, we do have people, they know it's the misconception that we are fighting with.
Okay.
They know about sickle cell, but there's a lot of wrong information out there.
But for example, what will be a wrong information?
People still think that sickle cell is a curse. You were fighting with your mother-in-law and she cursed your child. People still think we buy, it's a spiritual something. We buy sickle cell for children. Yeah.
Interesting. Doc, I'm sure you've also, come more closer to cases of that. So is it more prevalent in children or in adults? I mean, you're born with it anyway, so you live with it forever. But the new cases, how are people finding out? Is it when they're young or when they've grown to a certain age already?
Now, because of the interventions we have, usually when they are young, mostly less than 5 years, we are able to pick it up and then we start treatment as soon as possible.
Okay. Yeah. Christine tells me that is a real challenge, a misconception.
Yeah.
As well as a medical officer, what are some of the challenges you've been facing?
Some say their children are from the gods and that they would take their children back when they decide to. So there's no need for you to treat them or put so much money into their treatment. So most often than not, some start the sickle cell clinic and then they default.
Wow.
Yes. And then later would come back with so many complications.
Solomon, this will mean that you people have not relented on your projects, your awareness, your campaigning and all of that. Tell me about your project, first of all.
Yes, so the project is a community-based project that's been sponsored by Pfizer in collaboration with Sickle, Ghana Health Service. So the idea is to bridge the gap between early intervention. Okay, so they believe that when you do early screening, you can be able to get the quality care you want from the early stage, because the data shows that it's prevalent in children like under 5. Okay, so the project basically is there to be able to screen the under 5, 0 to 5 years.
Okay.
And this has been implemented in PML Hospital and then Mamobi Hospital. Okay.
Okay.
Now, over the period, this was started in last year, June. Over the period, we've had sickle cell patients over 100. The trait is over 500. So it tells you that this is going the numbers are really increasing. Now, the project, the basis of the project is for us to screen a lot of people. So it is free. So you can just walk into PMO, you can walk into Mamobi Hospital, and then you get screened for free. It doesn't take long. 8 minutes, you get your results, and you're gone.
What's the screening like? Doc, but usually how is the screening like?
So they would take a sample, a blood sample, and then we have a test kit. We drop it, and then we slot it into a cascade, and then it reads after 8 minutes. It's a very simple and quick.
And it tells you that you're living with a condition?
Yes.
Straight away. You don't even have to present with any symptoms or anything?
No. But it's not for everybody. It's for children below 5. So if you walk in as an adult, you can't. 0 to 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the children, 0 to 5 years, this is how you do it. To diagnose, to do the test and arrive at a diagnosis. Is it different for the adults? It's different.
It's almost the same
relatively
thing,
the same. Okay.
But for the adults, we do a different testing. We don't use the Gazelle instrument. We use a different type of screening method.
Okay.
We use a different module.
Okay.
So the idea is that catch it early, better life quality.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Catch it early.
Okay.
If you have a condition that you're going to be living with, it's better we find it now. If there are interventions, if there are things we need to tell the mother, do A, B, and C, so that the quality of life will be better.
Okay. So today at the Princess Marie Louis Hospital, Anybody could just walk in?
Any under 5.
Any under 5. The under 5 will have to come with their parents.
Yes. Before a mother comes in and says,
please test me. Okay.
And we are actually also doing community screening. So we go to the communities.
Okay. All of that will happen today?
No, it's been happening.
It's been happening.
It's happening over the period of 1 year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought over the period you'd wait till June 19th and then you do it. Okay.
No.
So every time it's a running project.
We go to the schools to do school screening. We go to churches. We go to mosques. Like that's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of support do you need?
The support, Listen, for me as a caregiver, parents, please. Be open-minded. They will talk about the money or whatever. I'm talking about the parents. Be open-minded, because that's one major stumbling block when it comes to dealing with the disease. Be open-minded. Sometimes they even get the diagnosis and they fight it. Their acceptance of it. Once you accept it, then we can help. But if you're not accepting and you're taking the children away from us, even after we have screened and found out they have traits, it's cause 90, really. We're doing nothing.
Okay. Doc?
And I also think that in as much as we want to treat, we should think about preventing it altogether.
I have a mantra they all know that I say, don't ask for Momo, ask for the person's genotype.
Exactly.
What about that? Would that make the work easy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you screen. I know sometimes love is some way.
No, I'm not falling in love before.
No, I'm not. I'm not falling in love before.
What is blood? What is genotype when the person is in love? Let's hear you.
So we screen, and then if we are compatible, fine. If we are not, we just try and find ways and means to, You
agree?
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
okay. Is it quite expensive as well after you diagnose it?
It's not really expensive. But the complications.
Okay.
You would have to spend some time in the hospital. You would have to spend money. Sometimes, I know of a family, 4 of their kids have sickle cell.
Can you imagine?
So there's no happiness. One child is discharged, the other child
is way. That's sad.
So
that's really
sometimes
sad.
I think it's too much of a burden. So if you can find ways and means to avoid, you just
Well, Solomon, is there a number? Is there a social media page people can go to see all of the projects that you're doing?
I don't have
a number. That's fine. Princess Marie Louis Hospital is not a place that you will not find easily. So why not? But anyway, thank you so much. Unfortunately, I'm pressed for time, but I think the message has been drummed home. Christine.
Thank you for having us.
The Benedicta, Solomon, thank you so much. Okay, we're just on behalf of our chief executive of the multimedia group, we wish Ernest Bediako Sapon, Ernest chemist, founder, a happy birthday, celebrating 70 years. May the Lord bless you. And as well, Ivy Hayward Mills, happy birthday to you, Madam Ivy Hayward Mills. And as well, journalist Kwame Sefakai, a happy birthday to you. And this is coming from Kwesi Chum himself here at the Multimedia Group. A happy birthday to you, Senna. This is Senna Maxfuga of Goldboard Jewelry. Thank you so much for joining us today. But guess what? My favorite part of Friday is just about to start. E-Corner. Don't miss it. Please stay right there.
By midday, the day has spoken, stories have broken, events have unfolded.
We call on governments and cocoa board to pay our cocoa farmers immediately.
Now it's time to take stock. This is Joy News Today. As it happens, as it matters to you, from Accra to every region, from Parliament to the courts, our correspondents are on the beat, bringing you the latest developments, verified facts, and the context behind the headlines.
This authority
is that going to be tough for the men? This authority will not affect the suffering unemployed youth.
On Joy News today, there are no fragments of speculation, but a clear picture of where the country stands right now.
Because of Galamsey, Ghanaians voted against NPP for NDC to come and do better. But the better now, no, and
so you can stay informed, stay connected, and stay ahead. Joy News today on Joy News. Independent, fearless, and credible.
Everything has meaning, but not everything is as it seems. For every story told, there are versions of the truth.
We can't afford to look at this, the numbers that have been presented, and say we are tired. It's the same old issue. No, somebody should be prosecuted.
Every opinion can be debated. Every claim can be challenged. Even the idea of the national interest can and must be interrogated.
This is the date it was. This was the date it was printed from the system.
That is what
what is he talking about?
Because sometimes the real facts are buried deep within layers of interpretation. So we ask the harder questions. We test every claim. We raise the standard of public discourse and place every issue on the altar of unbiased scrutiny. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first.
We stand beneath you. What are you doing? Clearly.
Newsfile with Samson Ladi Anyanini. On Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. The law affects everything, your job, your home, your rights. But for many, the law feels distant, complicated, full of big words and bigger confusion, legal jargons, constitutional twists, hidden loopholes. And sometimes what seems simple is far more complex than it appears.
Even if he's a tenant, but he conducts himself as if he's the owner, he has automatically stated to you that you are no more the owner.
That's why there is the law, a program designed for you to break it all down, to explain, to clarify.
The ends of justice are that the outcome must be fair, it must be conscionable, it must be equitable, and it must be just.
The law, it's your legal rights, it's your health law. On Join.
Well, it's another Friday. We're excited to be back. This is Emefa Adeti's favorite segment on the AM show, your favorite segment as well. And so you are welcome. My name is Noella Kareniali. In case you're watching me for the first time, well, this is E-Corner on the AM show right here on the Joy News channel. And obviously, by my, do I call this a paraphernalia or my get-up? You can tell I'm in a very sporty mood, and that's because this week, the Black Stars managed to make me proud, scoring against Panama. I mean, it was a hard watch. First of all, staying up till 11 p.m. to watch the match. I mean, it took a lot. And the first part or half, I should say, it was an abysmal performance. I'm sure we can all agree about that, but they did quite well in the second half with that goal they scored, thanks to the young man who wears the number 3 jersey. Forgetting his name, if somebody can help me. But I know Caleb Yuenchi. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. Unfortunately, that excitement, was cut short yesterday because South Africa drew with Czech Republic, 1-1. But hey, fingers crossed. Hopefully they lose their next match. Speaking of South Africa, the xenophobic attacks in that country against other African or Africans, I should say, are still ongoing. And apparently, per reports coming in, according to the South Africa's Justice Minister, Mamloko Kubai, she has warned that some xenophobia-related tensions are having economic and, cultural consequences beyond the country's borders. And obviously, it will, because across the African continent, a lot of South African artists are having their performances, their shows, their gigs cancelled. Obviously, why won't they get cancelled? If you're sucking us, if you're telling us to go back to our country from your country, obviously, you should also go back without performing. And so let's listen to that, announcement by the Justice Minister.
And one of the areas that we would have to look at as well, that has come to my attention as well, is our artists. Majority of South African artists perform on the continent, and many of them are seeing their gigs being cancelled. So that's another impact of the work, because they benefit quite a lot. They perform on live performance events and everything. So they are receiving a thing. We've not been able to work together. So we'll definitely work together with arts and culture to understand the impact for them to get. But one artist did reach out to me to say all her gigs were cancelled on the continent. She was meant. This is an income lost by a South African. So the brand does get affected, and that's why part of what we are doing is to explain that South Africans are not xenophobic. South Africans are not calling, and we are also saying to South Africans, let's be responsible. And that's why let's deal with the issue of illegal immigrants. And that's why all the others are saying to us, South Africa, we understand what you are dealing with.
Okay. So you heard the Justice Minister there lamenting bitterly about the repercussions of their xenophobic actions against some Africans in their country. Hopefully, this serves as a deterrent, or serves as, how do I say this, an inspiration for them to, stop the attacks on their brothers. But let me bring you some other international story. This one is quite sad. It's about a Nigerian actor called Alex Ekubo. Prior to the news about his passing, I knew him as an actor, a very jolly good fellow. The last I heard of him before news about his death was about the fact that he had an upcoming wedding. He had proposed to his fiance, and then for whatever reason, they called off the wedding. And that was it. In 2020, was it 4 or 5? No, 2024, he just went off social media. We never heard of him for almost a year until news about his passing hit social media. And since that news broke, a plethora of his colleagues have been sharing fond memories, sharing such great reviews about his person, his character. And it's quite sad. Yesterday, finally, they buried him. Before they buried him, they did what probably in Ghana we would call like a 1-week ceremony, but it was a celebration of songs in his honor, because apparently he loved music. And so they had an assembly of some gospel musicians come through, perform. They had people come share tributes. It was quite a, emotional, scene. And he died of cancer, unfortunately. And during those times where he was battling cancer, where he was trying to, fight against this, illness and overcome it, you would think that for someone going through a lot of burdens, they would really focus on himself or themselves. But he was such a kind person, such a giver, such a joy giver and a joy sharer. I saw a video of him apparently checking in with his sister during, those times where he looked so frail, was battling this illness. And I thought to share that with you. It's quite a warm video. Take a look.
The trouble that we made.
Mama, I'm still at the airport. I'm still at the airport. It's 10 minutes past 10. Mama, I'm already taking a 5:44 on the likes of Judy. Hey, Mama, what's up?
Really sad, really sad. I saw another tribute poured in by Darren Lee. Darren Lee is like a socialite in Nigeria, where he shared a voice note Alex shared with him during, those crucial moments where he was actively battling the illness. And, in the voice note, he said he had seen a blogger post some news about Darren Lee and thought to check up on him. And I've always been thinking that all these individuals who are such human beings, who show kindness, more or less like light, they light up people's worlds. How do we never ever hear of their good deeds until they're dead? It's something I keep thinking about. It's like the only time you get to really know about the personality, the true personality of individuals is when they're dead. When they're alive, people hardly sing the praises of people, and it's something that we probably should all ponder about, that if there's somebody who really impacts your life in any small or big way while they're alive, celebrate them. Could be through their birthdays or maybe random days. Just, put up a post, just like you will put up a post when you're dead, put up a post in celebration of them. I don't think it would take a lot away from you. But anyway, may his soul rest in perfect peace. And let's move on to some other, stories. Let's see, congratulations to Hilda Bassi. We're going to still stay in Nigeria and say a huge congratulations to Hilda Bassi. For those of you who do not know her well, she is a Nigerian chef. In 2023, she decided to be audacious and bold and embarked on a journey, a Guinness World Record-breaking journey where she cooked for 93 hours, 11 minutes. It was the first time an African was doing that, and it was a woman, a lady, which is what I'm excited about. Well, she broke the record, she got the recognition, but this time around, she's been adjudged Guinness World Records icon, and they made a post about her explaining why, they've adjudged her a Guinness World Record icon. That's the post you're seeing on social media. But one would ask what it means to be a Guinness World Record icon. Well, first of all, why should she be adjudged a Guinness World Record icon, especially when she had already been, acknowledged? Well, it's given to someone who has been recognized for their extraordinary impact, influence, or achievement. Their accomplishment must go beyond just setting a record. It must be seen to inspire people globally or make a significant cultural impact. And indeed, after she embarked on this journey, she inspired quite a number of individuals to also embark on breaking the Guinness World Record globally. As of recent, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, I know that one of our sisters from the northern region also embarked on a cookathon. I did not check on, the results of that, but it's all testament to the fact that she inspired quite a number of people, a movement where people also felt like, oh yeah, we used to read about people breaking Guinness World Records. We never thought that we could, partake in it, but Hilda has made us see that we can. Well, she reacted to the news in a very emotional video where she talks about how she battles, imposter syndrome and all of that. Take a listen.
One of the hardest things for me is to believe that it is me. I'm probably the first Nigerian to, be getting this award. And I am very proud, very honored to be the Guinness World Records icon. 2027.
When the glory comes, you are the Guinness World Records title holders for the largest serving of Nigerian style jaw fries. Congratulations.
I feel honored to be bringing this home.
What else am I supposed to say?
I don't know what to say. Take your flowers, you know. You started a movement.
Very emotional. Director did not play the full thing. I'm vexing for him right now because, I mean, what she talked about was very meaningful, where she talked about how she never, anytime she thought about, you know, one day achieving her dreams, it also felt far. You know, even when she was adjudged the icon, she had the plaque for like a month. She was refusing to accept that, you know, someone like her could, you know, be given that honor. And it talks a lot to all of us that, yeah, you should not only envisage a dream, you should actually believe in yourself beyond just envisaging that dream, and also know that you're worthy. Anyway, let's move away from that quickly and talk about Kitty. So Kitty has a new song out with a gentleman called Lasmid. Lasmid, I mean, is a musician whom a lot of people have come to believe is very talented and gifted. His tone, his voice is beautiful. And so they have a new song out called Signature. It's a PG-18 song, if you know what I mean. First of all, take a listen if you haven't heard it before. And Lasmid's bit is the PG-18 part. It's, you know, you should, no. Director said we should see it, but no, we're not going to see it. If you want to listen to the entire thing, go check it out on streaming platforms like YouTube or whatever. But the producers of the song, two young gentlemen, Gen Zs, called Ugly and Tough. Well, let me be careful. I don't know whether they're Gen Zs or millennials, but yeah, I'm assuming they're Gen Zs. Ugly and Tough, very striking name. They came by the Hits FM studio and they've been sharing the recording process. You know, quite different from what we used to know, what, you know, our big veteran, you know, musicians used to tell us about recording. But take a listen.
Signature. Mm-hmm. How was the recording done? Were they both in the studio? Both Lasmid and Kitty, were they in the studio? Did they record their voices in your studio?
No, the thing is, like I said, most of the hit songs in Ghana right now, we can't actually mention the name, but then there's a group of boys called Grey Ink. Yeah. Like individually, they actually we write songs together, we produce together. So we actually had an idea, like the idea from the house before we sent it over. So like any boys met now, I be one or two stuff. We say, okay, this one, okay, Kitty go make sense with them. We could just send the beat to Kitty, you know, those kind of stuff. Yeah.
So you sent the beat to Kitty,
exactly,
and then he did his vocals on the song, and then he sent to Lasmid.
Yeah, he actually recorded Lasmid in his house.
Oh, okay. And then they sent the files back to you guys to mix and master.
To just finish it up.
How do you feel about the song? Tough.
I mean, the other ones we actually want them to come out instead of this one.
You know my favorite part? Put your punana on my face. You like it too, eh? Tough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see the expression in your face, on your face. Yeah. You like it?
Yeah.
What's the meaning of that? You know, but what's the meaning of that? How do you understand it?
All right, so that was Ugly and Tough sharing the recording process of, you know, Signature, beautiful music. But anyway, that's it for the show today. But I'm going to leave you with my song of the week. So this week, I've been listening to Michael Jackson. I don't know why. My little brother, he's a teenager. He loves Michael Jackson. I asked him why. He says he loves him for his authenticity. But this whole week, I've been listening to, you know, his catalog of music. And particularly, I've been listening to Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. That song he released in 1979. It's such a monumental song. Why do I say that? Because it was a song he recorded. It was the first time he had broken away from the Jackson 5. He had broken away from the control of his quote-unquote abusive father, as we've come to learn. And, you know, he decided to take control of his creativity, of his mind. And so he hit the boost. And everything about the song, even from the melody, from the production, it came to him spontaneously. He was walking, around your house, your family house, when all those beats came to him, and he decided to just jump into the booth and just record. Even the lyrics came to him spontaneously. He just got there and decided to sing anything that popped up in his head. And director, give me a second. The reason why I wanted to share this story with you as my song of the week is even the title of the song, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. I've been pondering about it. The lyrics, I know that his mom had issues with it, talked about how she thought it was vulgar and was sexually suggestive, but it wasn't, And when you actually take a look at the lyrics of the song, it's very scattered. I don't know about what your thoughts on the lyrics are, but I feel like they're very disjointed, and it speaks to how spontaneous and authentic that recording process was. And so my song of the week for you is Michael Jackson's Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Enough is relative. I don't know what enough means to you, but whatever it is you're working on, do not be afraid to be authentic. Do not stop until you get enough. And so that's it for E-Corner. But let me say a quick birthday shout to a wonderful individual celebrating your birthday today, Mr. Kwesi Esiedu Minta. We want to say a glorious happy birthday to you. May today be the beginning of success and growth in all aspects of your life. Enjoy your day. And that's from your dad, Harrison Esiedu. So yeah, happy birthday. And so yeah, my name is Noella Kareniale, and until next Friday, do not stop until you get enough.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
From walking to Zongo School in Tumu to representing Sisala East in Parliament, Mohammed Baktalia's story is one of resilience and determination.
I am the only one who is educated in that family.
He credits his success to the sacrifice of his mother, who sold cashew to support his dreams.
My mom played a very good role. I didn't know what her motivation was. She insisted anytime that if I wasn't in school, any time that I wasn't in school, she found it very uncomfortable.
I see.
She's not here today, but I think that I have always dedicated this where I am today to her.
Today, he serves at TOR while pursuing energy law at the University of Ghana. For him, his roots are not a limitation, but a foundation for service, opportunity, and truthful leadership.
What's that? Is it a lip? What? I don't know.
PM Personality Profile, this Friday at 9 p.m. on Joy News.